this wonderful Friday. Oh, yeah, Fantastic Funky, Fritz and Fish, and Free Agency Friday. All the above.
Just keep it going.
Keep it going right here, man. 919-890-6200. And as we said earlier, we're excited to have a young man that's rocking with us this morning that's from Durham, grew up in Durham, and spent a lot of time over in Durham County. Executive at the Liggett Group, and worked for. I'm watching. There's a sports card organization, and then about 13 years ago, he decided to join the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame as executive director. And I just was informed that he had planned on to be there just for 2 years. And 13 years later, he was still there. But today, and we feel very, very special because today is his final day with the organization, and he allowed us to spend a little time with him on his final day.
That's pretty cool.
Welcome to the Sports Shop again, a friend, a great leader, our friend Don Fritz. What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Great, guys. It's special for me to. Actually finalize my time with the Hall of Fame being with you guys this morning. When I walk out of here this morning, I will be done. Unfortunately, I can't head to the golf course today, but as soon as I can,
you gonna get there. Huh?
I'm going to get there, and it's always a pleasure to be with you guys. And you made such a great addition with Jasmine. I asked.
Why we get that all the time, K-Mac?
Listen, I asked her this morning. I said, "In your wildest dreams, did you ever think you'd be working with these two guys?" And she said, "Don, these guys have never been in my wildest dreams."
See how we rubbed off on him? See how we rubbed off on him?
You can tell Don has been in front of he's done a lot of back questions there, as you can tell.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a pleasure to have you here, man. It really is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Don, people hear it all the time. They talk about the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, and they talk about all the great things you guys do. But talk about, as you've gone through this journey, the richness of sports history you've discovered while on this journey in the state of North Carolina.
Well, our sports heritage in this state's second to none.
Right.
The first week I took this job, Nat Walker and Will Brannon and I, two board members, we went to Virginia, Alabama, and Georgia.
Right.
The purpose was to learn what they do and to determine if we wanted to build a new museum at that point in time.
Okay.
And at some point in time, we're definitely going to be able to do that in North Carolina because we need.
Oh, look at here! Look at here!
Oh my goodness!
Look at this!
Who walked
Phil
in here?
Ford just walked in the building. Oh my God!
Wait a minute!
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Now,
Phil Ford. What a!
Are you
thrill.
kidding me?
That made my day for sure.
You ain't never brought me no cake.
You are truly my brother, and I love you dearly.
Well, you must be special.
Oh my goodness!
First of all, you got him out of bed.
What a beautiful cake!
We gotta take a picture of the
Congratulations, Don,
cake.
from the sports shop.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, John. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being such a great friend to the Sports Shop show and great friend to me. And congratulations, well deserved.
Yeah.
You and Alice and the grandbabies can enjoy that chocolate. I know how much you like those chocolate desserts they have at the convention center.
Definitely. You got it, man. This is ideal, and I'm so appreciative.
Here's a card from all of us too as well, Don.
Oh, thank you so much.
Man, look, it pales in comparison to the cake.
Well, listen, I may hang around for another year if you guys will celebrate like this.
No, but well deserved though.
But I was telling you, K-Mac, we took off and we went to these three different states that have great.
Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, I'm
Fame.
familiar
Great,
with that.
and a lot of history. They were all jealous of North Carolina.
Really?
We have so much to be thankful for in the sports world. The variety of sports that we represent, it's pretty amazing. And we did determine that we have the most sustainable sports museum in the world because we are affiliated with the North Carolina Museum of History.
Right, it's true.
And the state provides that building, and they do some dusting if it gets a little dusty, but we do the rest. And it's an honor.
Good move, smart move.
Yeah, man. We talking to Don Fish, who can I still say executive director or former? At
least for another 2 hours.
At
least for another 2 hours.
Okay.
They have not thrown me out until I finish this show, but they're probably standing at the door going to get my key when I leave.
Executive director of the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, and of course he's joined by a Hall of Famer, right, Phil Ford as well, who just brought a nice gift to Don. Phil,
so nice.
And I talked about this. He said, "Man, let's take him a cake." I said, "That's a great idea," and he decided to do it. Don, one of the things that I know is near and dear to your heart, and it's happened. I know the last few years, you got a lot of high school students involved in this whole process with the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. Phil has talked to a lot of students. Talk about how important that is to you.
Well, it's
going
very
forward.
important.
Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier, I was going to be the executive director for 2 years, but I had a vision along with some great guys that I work with on the board of directors that this is an incredible product that this state has, and that we needed to do more. We needed to expand and strengthen the role of the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. And part of that thinking was, what can we do to engage young people? So about 3 years ago, we started the student-athlete program. And the way we started, pretty interesting. I invited 6 students to sit at a table with Bobby Guthrie, who is now the associate executive director and a great guy. And I didn't tell him why. And at the end of the evening, I asked Bobby, did the kids really enjoy this? Did these students, athletes, get into it, or is this something that was boring to them? And did they spend all their time on the phone, you know? Right. And he said, Don, it blew him away that they saw people like Phil Ford and Lenny Rosenbluth, and they truly loved it. Nobody knew it. So I went back the next day and said, okay, Bobby, we got a program. What are we going to name it? We came up with Salute the Student Athletes. The following year, we had about 270. Our goal is at least 300 a year. We bring student athletes from all across the state. Could be a county, could be a school. They come into Raleigh, spend the first thing they do is check into a quality hotel, and they'll spend the night there, but they come over and have a private reception, go to the banquet, stay overnight. The next morning they tour the museum, then they go in the auditorium for presentations by people like Phil. And Phil has been at every one, and in my opinion, he should be at every one because he is so well respected and so well known. The beauty part, and I will never forget this, at the end of his presentation, he provides these student athletes his telephone number, and he says 24/7, if you need me, you call me. That's pretty special. And that's my brother.
Yeah. And talk about, that's interesting you said, because he said he's asked, a lot of guys actually calls him.
Yeah,
a couple of guys call you a couple of times, right?
Sometimes kind of early in the morning. But, it's like I always say, I don't have the answers. I can just say what happened to me and where I am and what I've gone through in my life. But it's just an honor that I'm asked to take part in such a tremendous program every year. I can only imagine if I'm in high school and get a chance to go to something like that.
Yes.
I think about that all the time. So that was a great idea, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Wow. We're talking with Don Fish, Executive Director for at least another 2 hours at the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. And also joining us is Phil Ford, who's in the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, been a part of quite some time. Real quickly, Phil, I was just listening to Don talk about some of the youth in program, and I know how you love talking to the youth and people that are coming up in sports. Just real quickly, just tell me why you think that the youth are really gravitate toward understanding the history, because a lot of people don't think the youth respect the history of sports or history many things, but when they start talking about Sports Hall of Fame, you always have their attention.
Oh, I think one thing in this state, athletics is pretty up front.
Right.
With the history that we've had in football, basketball, baseball, NASCAR, just the different sports that we've had. So most kids participate in some form of athletics growing up in this state. We aren't all just farmers and architects and engineers. Right. So athletics is in the forefront of everybody's mind. And then when you have guys that have come through not a lot of big cities in this state. You got David Thompson from Shelby, North Carolina. You got guys from Williamston, North Carolina. You got guys from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, who's had some success in sports that kids, growing up in small towns think that they can do it too. So when they have an opportunity to hear your story and hear what happened to you and how you did it, I think is very rewarding.
My question is to you is, give us some memories over the 13 years we found out now of you as executive director and interface with a lot of guys like Phil and all those great names that's come through there under your leadership there.
Well, there are so many, but a couple do stand out. Our first handicap inductee, Stephanie Wheeler, basketball player and now coaches wheelchair basketball. When you see someone like that that doesn't let an accident that took her mom away from her stop her from being an athlete and now coaching young people, that is absolutely very special. But, had so many. A guy that just retired from baseball, Mike Martin, grew up down in Charlotte and played at Wingate Junior College, a world-class guy. I have made friends like Steve Vicendak that played at Duke and was ACC Player of the Year in 1967. He and I walk every day. I didn't know Steve until then. This guy next to me, I had the honor of a referee in a game when he was in high school down at Rocky Mountain.
Wow.
And they think you're real old.
Yes, definitely old.
They get over here about being old.
I'll be 80 July 7th.
Oh,
so
man.
It's time to move on.
Happy birthday already.
You look good for 80. You my man.
Very good.
The Bostic brothers. Jeff
yeah.
and Joe.
Yeah.
Jeff let me wear his 3 Super Bowl rings for 2 days, and
for the Redskins.
That's right.
It was part of the Hogs that the Redskins played down at Clemson. Went to school here in Greensboro, North Carolina. But there are so many wonderful people. I have made incredible lifetime friends. Lenny Rosenbluth, for an example. Coach K, Coach Williams, they all care about being Hall of Fame members and support us. Ben Sutton, if people don't know Ben Sutton, but Ben Sutton started ISP Sports, and Winston-Salem has recently sold the company, but has done so much for sports, inventing so many things related to broadcasting. He started the radio shows for at Winston-Salem. It became worldwide, and Ben is the type of guy that you just treasure, knowing that he is your friend. One last person that I really just think is so special, Leo Hart, played football at Duke. He calls about every other week and has since the day he met me.
Wow.
And he not only does that to me, he does that to all of his friends. That's the kind of relationships you develop during the process of doing this. But I love every single one of them. It's been a privilege to serve the Old North State, and
that's right.
And I'm the winner here. We've had 363 Hall of Fame members, and I was there when about half of them were inducted.
Wow.
And I made lifetime friends.
Wow. Outstanding. We're talking with Don Fish, the executive director for the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, for at least the next 2 hours until his official retirement as you move off. Quick question. As you talk about your experience, the number of people you've met, and the number of inductees that you've had, what will be your charter for those coming behind you that you would like to see them do for the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame?
Well, first of all, it hasn't been announced. It's likely will be today. Jeff Elliott, who worked with the Atlantic Coast Conference, is going to be the next executive director.
Okay.
And what a great find.
Okay.
This guy, I've been knowing him for a long time, world class, knows a lot of people, has an incredible reputation, has been sort of the right arm of John Swafford at the ACC. He brings a lot to this organization. So my wish for him is that he continues to grow this Salute the Student Athlete program, to where we have representation one night from all 1,000 counties, in this, all 100 counties.
We got 1,000?
Yeah, with that 100 counties, 10 people from each county, 1,000
wow.
student athletes.
Okay.
Then we'd have to move it to the PNC Arena.
You may have to, right? Yeah.
But that's a goal I think we should have, is to expand and bring as many of these young people as we can. The second vision that I have, one that we've worked on over the course of time, takes a lot of money to do these things, but we need a larger museum. Mm-hmm. We have 1,350 square feet. We need 10,000 square feet. I know Ken Howard, who's the executive director at the North Carolina Museum of History, has been working with the legislative body. I think that you'll see this come to fruition in perhaps the next 3 or 4 years. And that's one program that this old guy can get excited, and I will knock on your door and ask for support.
I bet you will. That's great, and Jeff coming in, and of course Bobby, who we all love, and he'll still be around helping out as well.
Well, Bobby Guthrie is one of the greatest guys.
Yeah,
I've
we
ever
love
met.
Bobby. We love Bobby. He's a good guy.
Everybody loves Bobby.
Yes.
So highly respected.
Yes.
You know, you don't do this alone.
Right.
The first 3 or 4 years, Allison, my wife, and I did everything. We had zero money, and then we brought Peggy Kelly on. Phil knows Peggy, and she, bless her heart, last year prior to the banquet, 2 days, she had an aneurysm and stroke and had to retire. But what a great person, and such a big help to us. Then we brought Bobby in.
Yes.
Bobby Guthrie knows everybody in the athletic world. Plus Rick Strunk, was worked at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association with Charlie Adams and Miss Tucker over there. And I tell you, he is a smart dude, I can tell you. And then we have him. We brought on an administrative, Meg Emmerich, who is really smart and good athlete as in high school. And this team of people all work part-time. None of us have ever been full-time.
Right.
If you call 60 hours part-time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But it is a labor of love. Yeah. And with Bobby and Rick and Meg helping Jeff look out, this organization is going to grow and be stronger. And I love Jeff. I've been knowing him a long time. When they told me Jeff was coming in, I got so excited.
That's great.
Because this guy, he's world class, and he will get the job done.
Outstanding.
Wow, man. So with a couple of minutes here, again, we're talking to Don Fish, who is the executive director of the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. For a few more minutes here, Coach Ford. Any final words for Don publicly before we get up out of here?
Well, just like I said before, job well done, man. You've taken the hall and taken it to levels that I'm sure other states are envious of when it comes to the Hall of Fame, and then to have it in the Museum of History and the program that you've started with the kids. I mean, I like that goal. 10 kids from every county would be really cool. Yeah. But most of all, thank you for your friendship throughout these years. You know, one point guard and one quarterback to another.
Oh God!
Until Frank Fields. I was a quarterback too.
About 2 plays.
My record in high school and college didn't get me over the Chapel Hill, but it still holds at Northern Durham High School and Lewisburg College. 97% of the time when I touched the ball, I shot it.
Well, you talking to Earl.
So y'all are related. Hey, we can have a lot in common. But a couple more minutes done. Really give you the final words, man.
Well, you know, sometimes you just get lucky. And I love the world of sports. I have been so blessed and privileged to serve this great state, and the old North State's the best. Most importantly, it's been about the people.